You need to know the story of Mary and Bridget Williams. I want you to know the story of Mary and Bridget Williams. Mary Williams was an Irish immigrant to the United States. She came to New York for many of the same reasons that Irish people did in the 1850s, for a better life, for better opportunities. And here in the United States, she gave birth to her daughter, Bridget Williams, making her a naturalized American citizen. At some point, Mary fell destitute. She could not afford to sustain herself, let alone her daughter, anymore. Now, the United States government, or at least the state governments of the time, offered solutions to this called almshouses, a place where people were supposed to be able to go to get help, to get back on their feet. So Mary took advantage of this. She went to the Monson State Almshouse. But she was not given these opportunities. Instead, she and her daughter Bridget, who again was an American citizen, was born here on American soil, were deported along with 33 other paupers to Liverpool, England. Liverpool, the entire Irish Sea away from her home, and for Bridget, a home she had never known, ever. She was born here. This, of course, made a flurry in the press. Even in this time of the 1800s, when there was the most anti-immigrant ideology against Irish people, especially Irish Catholics, it was determined that this was cruel and inhumane and that something needed to change. So they created policy then in the 1800s that American citizens would not be deported from the country against their own free will. But it sounds familiar. It sounds a lot like things that we know that are happening today, right? I first read about Mary and Bridget's story when I was reading Expelling the Poor by Hidetaka Hirota back when I was researching Irish American migration, and I used their same story in my own research. But it's a tragedy to look at things that are supposed to be historical research, things that are supposed to be in the past, and recognize things that are happening today. Maybe it's not to the Irish, it's to a different immigrant group, but it's similar stories. People that were born here in the United States being sent not even to their ancestral lands, but to somewhere else. It's a tragedy. But these are the stories we have to know and we have to remember in order to do better, in order to reflect and look back and see what were the results of a decision like this. How did we harm people like Mary and Bridget Williams, and how are we harming people today with our policies? That's the story I want you to know today.